Yeah, so Mike, so tell me, when you got the award, how did that impact you? How did it feel? How did it help your company?
Oh, well, it definitely helped the company, but for me personally, to me, that's like the Hearing Conservation Award. And to be a recipient of that is I was floating. I was holding the thing up over my head, screaming, everybody else just kind of bows. I was like, yeah! Very excited to have it. As far as the company goes, the music industry doesn't see Safe and Sound Award as anything. They don't know what it is. However, amongst my colleagues and people in NHCA, it's really helped us gain a little more respect as somebody that has a company that has something to offer in the music industry for hearing conservation. So it was quite a great recognition for that.
Yeah, and do you want to encourage other people to apply?
Of course, it's a great thing to have, a great honor to get if you can get chosen. I think the other winners that you'll be talking to, everybody here has really contributed a ton, and it's just recognition. And so if you've done the work, you want the recognition. We all do, and this is the award for recognition in this field.
Well, thank you.
Well, I received the Safe and Sound Award for my work in touring around the country, talking about hearing conservation to students and professionals in audio and music and even in audiology. I come at it from a sort of a non-audiological perspective because my background is in music and sound. I've been a recording engineer, a live sound engineer, a musician, and a producer, and an educator for 40 years now. And it was an incredible honor. I mean, an incredible honor for me to be a member of this incredible organization and then to receive the recognition for the work that I've been doing. And it's been incredibly fun, and it's pushed me to learn more and do more. And now I even present to the NHCA in the NHCA conferences on audio. So I teach audio to hearing people and hearing to audio people, and that's just kind of what I do. So I feel, again, I think what is so incredible about the honor is receiving that recognition, which is really, kind of affirmation that what we're doing is good stuff. And I think it's a great inspiration to others. I think one of the things that, in reflecting on it, as you've asked this question, is take the time to kind of recognize what you've done. I mean, it does take a little bit of self-promotion, but I think it was a really interesting opportunity when I decided to go for it, and I was encouraged by my colleagues to go for it. When I said, well, I don't know, and then I finally put it all together and go, oh, wait a minute, not too bad. And so that's I guess my advice to my colleagues in NHCA to say, yeah, you need to collect your thoughts and think about what it is that you've done. And it's a little bit like writing your resume. You kind of put together, oh, wait a minute, okay, there's something to show here. So that's kind of how the process went for me. And so yeah, it's awesome. And like Michael said, it's really more of a feeling of as I said already, affirmation by your colleagues who do the work that you do, and so it's awesome. It's great. I was floating. I was floating too.
So you're ready to rest on your laurels now?
No, and I think like my colleagues, my fellow award recipients, it is really not something to say, okay, you've done it, you can chill out now. It's like, what you do is good, and it's as much of an affirmation to continue your work and to show that your pathway is good and your trajectory is good, and that in really quite the opposite, there's no reason to stop.
Right. Well, great. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
That was great. Tell me a little bit about getting the Safe and Sound Award and what you got it for and how it helped you and your program.
When you start a company, you realize quickly that it's a race to get some products that your colleagues want to buy before the money runs out. And as you go along, you get reassurances that way. But the Safe and Sound Award gives credibility to those people who don't know you on the mission that you're about.
And so it helped your company, or helped you your research and your efforts in innovating new products and.
All of these things add up to encouragement, but I think the big help is credibility on the outside for the people who don't know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And campaigns to do that.
Right. So you think it's helpful, like in terms of you would encourage others to nominate folks for this award? Do you think it would?
Oh, sure. Also, it's a big encouragement to your life.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. Is there anything else you wanted to add, or?
No, thanks.
Okay. Great. Thanks very much. Okay. So, what does this award mean to you and your program? How did it help?
It means a great deal to me, first of all, that people recognize that the projects, the research that we're trying to bring to the sailors and to the Marines are recognized as having significant contribution to the field. The fact that the civilian sector is using this in this meeting was just really remarkable. So I think it'll have long-term implications for the success of the NIHL program.
And what are your plans now that you have this award? How is that going to change what you do, or your?
I really don't think it's going to change what I'm going to do. I think I'm still going to be persistent in pursuing the research ideas that first and foremost serve our warfighters, but the basic research in communications and auditory injuries. That's the heart of the program. That's what we were recognized for, and I'm just going to continue those efforts.
Do you think getting the award will help encourage or support for the program within the Navy, or?
I think it'll definitely help. I think it'll definitely help. Right now, we're all facing budget pressures, so the fact that we're being recognized as a benefit to the community will be a positive effect, and hopefully maybe even Congress will take awareness of it.
Right. Good. So you would encourage other folks to try to look at nominations for the award, or to nominate themselves or others?
Self-nomination is one way of doing it. It gets them to look at what their work is and how to evaluate it for its value, and certainly encourage others to apply for it.
Yeah. Okay, great. Thanks very much.
You're welcome.
So John, well, tell me about getting the Safe and Sound Award, and what happened, and how did that feel? Tell me about why you got it, and what impact it had.
Glad to, Scott. I was surprised to get it. We were nominated by someone outside the university that I work at, and was really pleased to get it. It meant a great deal to me as a professor in a couple of ways. One thing is, not everything I've gotten to do in my 37 years as a university professor has always resulted in outcomes that I thought were important. Maybe write the journal paper and hope that 5 people in the world would read it. But in this case, the award was for innovation, and we developed a system for evaluating devices, hearing protectors, and advanced communication headsets. And it had a practical benefit, and we received an award for innovation. So it sort of was a validation because some of our peers decided that we were worthy of that award, and a validation that what we had done was indeed important and was of practical significance.
And how did it help your program? Did the recognition help you in any way?
Yes, it did help. One thing it did, it helped to motivate me to continue the work. I mean, we're continuing that line of work, and have been able to increment it and take it even further. So, we continue to try to innovate as much as we can. And, it was particularly motivating to me because my career has been spent in human factors engineering and ergonomics and industrial safety and military safety. And to receive an award from an organization like NIOSH, coupled with NHCA, and now I know CAOC is a partner in that is, just particularly satisfying because, I've spent my career in this area, and to be recognized by a national government agency like NIOSH was particularly good for me, good for my motivation. And then, of course, I'm blessed with good graduate students and very dependent upon students in the lab and in the field for research, and I think the students recognize the importance of that award. So it's probably helped us in terms of recruiting students.
Yeah, that's great. And so you would encourage others to apply for the award, or do you think it'd be helpful to other people to?
Absolutely. In our case, as I said, someone nominated us for the award, and then, that was beneficial to me in the sense, of course, I was a candidate, and then I had to think back on my career and put together some material that I hadn't thought about for a long time. And so I was able to do this kind of historical perspective on the auditory systems lab at Virginia Tech and put together a slide set, and that slide set still exists on our website.
Uh-huh.
So, that was good, and in the sense of being able to put together the nomination, it takes time. You have to get the data together, but that's what makes it such a good award. I mean, it's very seriously taken, and I've had since that time the opportunity to nominate others, and I think it's important for people to look around and see what others are doing and the impact that they're having on health and safety, and make these nominations of their professional colleagues.
Great, well, thanks very much.